Hi guys, so this was amazing initiative which I would like to see again. We, four of us doing YouTube stuff, decided to meet and do live. The concept was that we all do live simultaneously on our four channels, but it was quite difficult in such a short time span. If you want to see the whole uncut version, link is in the description below. This is half of this talk, with some minimum edits involved. Second part soon on my channel. The whole meeting took us 3.5 hours. There was Keychain from Keychain Gaming channel. Creed from Disappointing Turtle channel was the host. We also had Viserion and Meg k433, good change admins. I made only small edits, added some captions, my usual job. In this part you're going to hear us talking about in-game communication issues, migrations, guards and gameplay issues, and some start of rewards and stores in-game. We will most definitely continue this one topic in the second part. Please join our line room and Discord room. You can find links in the description. We try to gather people to inform, spread the news and maybe to do something useful together for this game community. Remember, you may still join my Huawei campaign. Thanks to App Gallery you may buy cheaper packs with some nice discounts. Message for more information or click the link in the description. Enjoy!
All right. We want to go through that introduction again?
Muffin, take it away.
Okay, so Creed asked us to be her guests because none of us is able to post a live stream on our channels, basically. Only she's capable, probably Keychain as well. So we will be talking about why we met here today. Maybe this question was good. Why are you guys here?
So yeah, we need to consistently update everybody on what's going on with the sort of change movement. There's a lot of comments in different rooms because this is spread over so many different media outlets at the moment, but lots of people either have missed bits of information or don't quite understand what it is we're trying to do. I think a massive thing is that people are expecting change instantaneously because they might not understand how these things sort of work in the ins and outs. So yeah, that's why I thought it was important.
And we have 8 topics basically we chose together, which are topics well covered in our letter, community letter. The letter was based on your poll. I think till this day some 1,700 people responded to that poll, and we kind of agree on a lot of stuff. So this is our common effort. And we have bugs and glitches, we have slowdown updates, improve rewards, guards, migrations, meeting with developers, comment, our feedback and future steps. And yesterday I proposed, as a last topic, I proposed in-game communication and why it sucks.
We've got Meg with us as well. He's been doing loads and loads of work in the background that you guys might not even know about. Might not be appreciated by devs because they're going to get thrown a load of data at them, but so Meg
Oh,
was there.
speaking of, I'ma share this link in VIP.
Yeah.
Oh, me too. You have Lara, I have Constance.
You're just trying to get me in trouble, aren't you?
Yeah, we've got Viserion and Keychain with us as well. Hopefully you guys watch all of their stuff, and if you don't, head over to their channels and Muffins as well, and hit them a sub.
Yeah, I'm the only non-YouTube person here. Sorry.
But yeah, you're doing so much.
I don't know if you can actually count me. I have like 4 videos.
That's
4 excellent videos.
I love all 156 people who have subscribed to my channel.
Including me.
And me.
Love you, Muffin. Love you. Love you kindly.
Okay, so
right.
I think Muffin is gonna like pull topics out of a bowl, and then we're going to kind of discuss them. We're going to try not to talk over each other too much, so sorry if we do like a little bit. We will stop ourselves and, you know, let one person kind of
Okay.
continue.
Who wants to go first?
I think we should go in video order, which would mean that you go first.
Oh,
But also, if I'm gonna throw Creed's name out there. If either of us go off on a rampage, can one of y'all just like
Rain us fucking back in.
If any of you
Okay.
guys watched the developer call, I most definitely went on a couple of rants at them.
The thing is, like, we all are here because we're passionate about the game, and none of us want to see it die. And with passion, you know, become a lot of fucking rants.
I did really, really well with the dev call, not cursing, but this stream, I most definitely am gonna say fuck a whole lot of times.
Ah, yeah, well, that's just natural chat over here in the UK, so I can't help myself anyway.
Well, Dalton likes to tell me that he thinks of me as this like innocent person who never curses and never drinks, and here I am cursing my face off and drinking a mimosa. So cheers to you.
I'm on the old coffees, I'm afraid. If any of you guys watching have any questions, we will try and answer as many questions as we can. Obviously, we don't have the answers to everything. We're not the only people involved in kind of what's going on. We're just the people willing to sort of try and give you as much information as we possibly can. So yeah.
Yes, and a lot of it is, I mean, there are three people on this call are admins in the chat. I will say that I can speak a lot on feedback that I've gotten from people, but a lot of opinions that I'm going to say today are like my sole opinions on things that need to change, not necessarily what the group as a whole feels. But y'all can always, you know, my inbox is always open. So if you hate anything I say, just message me and tell me that I'm an asshole.
Well, the idea of kind of having 5 of us here is because we will all have different opinions, but somebody watching will agree with one of us. And it's, you know, we are a community. It's okay to not have the same opinion as somebody else. Somebody will be there representing your opinion, even if it might not be the general consensus. So I think that's really important to put that across.
Okay.
All right, Muffin, topic 1. Pick one.
Number 5. Where's the camera? Number 5. Oh God. Okay. Number 5. Number 5 is migrations. Great.
Hey!
It wasn't staged. I promise you guys.
Start with a nice heated one.
Okay. Well,
Dive right
I'm
in.
perfect person to speak first because, well, I just went through a migration process myself as only one from you, I think. So I migrated from K16 to K12 with one account, and from 33 to 52 with second account. Everything went well. People were complaining about the cost in general. It was their major concern. And after test migrations, you may see the movie about it. Link is in the description below. Then I did a second movie about the actual migrations, and unfortunately during second migrations for the whole 1 to 100, the cost was the same. So this haven't changed, even though all people say this system is basically crooked, because as for K12, as a fine example, 3 or 4 people came there as a rank number 1. That means it cost them $2,000 per person to migrate there. And it's a ripoff, and I know many people decided not to migrate. Razi K433, regards for Razi, because he, for example, said that the cost was outrageous. So this is one. What else? We talked about this slightly during our developers call. And Luca started this topic because it appears that you guys will be migrating in 3 or 4 months. And look what was going on during KVK, for example, yesterday. We got 52 and we got conquered by 52, obviously. So I was basically fighting myself. That was fun. But what's the most horrible? I looked what K22 got. 22 got boosted a lot, like a lot. I placed them as second strongest kingdom in this migrations matchup. And because they have 7 stars, they got very easy matchup. So my suspicion is that this matching system haven't changed at all, because they got easy matchup because they have 7 stars. And K12 was already very strong. We have, I think, 11 stars, and we got 52. And what was the third kingdom? 67. God. Also very strong kingdom. So I don't think matchup system has changed, even though developers suggested that maybe they will take into consideration changing it after migrations. So I would like to park here. Maybe you guys have something to drop. Maybe I'll jump into it later.
It should have been a fixed price across the board, no matter what castle size or what rank you were on the leaderboard. Every single kingdom should have had the same amount of slots available, regardless of activity. I also think that actually activity of the kingdom shouldn't have come into it, because as I've said before, all of the bot castles and all of the resource sellers, those castles are active. Those bots log into those castles on a daily basis. Us in 433 alone have probably got 2,000 of those accounts that are just resource sellers. We get at least 6 mail in our inboxes of a day. Those people have a minimum of 20 to 25 castles each, you know. It is never fucking ending. So for us, when migration does open to us, we're going to have barely any slots, because these resource sellers castles are going to impose on our activity stats. It's as simple as that. Yeah, I've said a lot about it. That's all I've really got to say about it. I think it was just a massive I think it was a half-ditched attempt at making a shit ton of revenue.
So I feel like we have a few issues with migration. One being cost, two being the timing of what kingdoms are open when, and then three being how many people can move where. So the cost being higher for big people, I understand. Um, it if you're moving a C16 farm, it shouldn't cost the same as moving what could be a number 1 player in that kingdom. With that being said, $2,000 is fucking outrageous. If you're in a kingdom that you don't like, don't get along with, is completely dead, you are the only person with T13s, any of that sort, I understand you wanting to get out or moving to a more popular kingdom, whatever, and asking for $2,000 so that you can continue playing a game and be happy in it is ludicrous. So cost. What I wish they would have done with slots was more broken that down into tiers, right? So
yeah, that would make sense.
Instead of giving a kingdom like an overall, like a kingdom only 20 slots, why they didn't do like only 3 people can be in top 10, like only 3 people can move to be in top 10. Let's say 10 people can move to the top 50. And then if you're like barely going to be on the leaderboard, you should just be able to migrate for the few dollars that you want to migrate for. You don't have the stats or the backup, and you're not going to be a mega leader where you're going to be. Why you're stopped from migrating is just absurd to me. If you're not going to be in the top 100 of that kingdom, you should just be able to go there off of the strength that that's where you want to go. So I think that they really dropped the ball on that. a lot. Like it could have been tiered out a lot better to benefit every level of player that wanted to go. So cost, movement, and timing. So we said this in the dev call. Luca had said something along the lines of like the older kingdoms tend to be more powerful, and like some of the younger kingdoms haven't had as much time. They don't have the airship parts, they don't have this, they don't have that. Like they should have worked backwards instead of working forwards. And I had suggested them trying to do two groupings at the same time. um Either way, I think one or two or three of those things need to happen. It is absolutely with them not changing the matching system, it is crazy that they are going to make kingdoms wait 4 months of all of these crazy new beasted kingdoms without without giving them the same opportunity.
Well, yeah, we're
And
still
without
going to get
changing the
paired.
matching system.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're still going to get
And
paired
they're
in
clearly
events with them.
Yeah, and they're clearly not changing the matching system. So anyone who is now in a more dead kingdom who lost all of their bigs, how much time now they have to wait, like Kingdom 33 who just lost so many people, they have to wait how many months for their round to come back again before they can even like attempt to regain some of that traction, and they have to face all of the stars that they have for a half a year. That's not going to keep people playing for me.
Someone asked the question how much it costs on the chat. So the cost is from $1 to $2,000 for the first place. And I had a chat with Duke today, and he asked for the cost as well. If you're not in the mix yet, so currently we have no migrations. You yeah, I need that one too. You can only estimate your cost. So if you feel like you're number one, your cost will probably be $2,000. If you are in top 10 but not not like the strongest, you probably pay from $50 to $200. And if you're totally a farm castle, you will pay like $1 or $10. So this to answer the question, I also pasted the link to my movie about it. And I have some comments, but I really wish to hear guys finally.
Yeah, I was just waiting my turn.
You good boy.
So for me, in Kingdom 524, and I don't know if people have been following Kingdom 524, but we used to be very, very strong. And Dark and Widow quit, which kind of started a domino effect, and more people have been quitting and quitting and quitting.
Yeah.
And the migrations being 4 months away, we're getting paired against people who want to conquer us. And for the first couple of KVKs, it was, okay, you guys are our friends, we'll let it go. But this most recent one, Luca, who's a friend of ours, matched us and said, sorry guys, we gave you one pass, but my guys want to fight. So they took their triple crown, which is great, but now more people are leaving, and I'm ready to go also. I'm on the edge of quitting this game because I am playing now in a completely dead kingdom. I have no options. I have to wait either 4 months of losing everything all the time and playing in a dead kingdom, or trying to I don't know. At this point, it's completely dead. So
as soon as the spender kind of leaves, which kind of is the person that actually holds the group together, like there's generally a lot of admiration for that person within the kingdom. They generally have quite a lot of respect. So everything kind of centers around that person, and generally when they leave it, like you said, Key, it has a major knock-on effect. And even in 433 at the moment, we've been a really strong we've had a lot of activity compared to most sort of older kingdoms. We've managed to maintain quite a high level of activity. I didn't realize quite how much until I started going and playing in other kingdoms. But then we had Uncharted Seas, and since then our players have been dropping like flies, and most of it is down to the marquee badges, because we have like a handful of fairly big spenders. You know, we're not talking like girls and sort of level, but you know, they spend a lot of fucking money, Meg being one of them. And but when people start to leave, it is having a knock-on effect. I'm noticing that I'm logging on, like my alliance particularly, but these moments of silence are coming a lot more frequently now as we're losing more players. So it's had a really detrimental effect. And I do believe that the reason why is not because of Uncharted Seas itself, but it was the bomb of merger, and how, because people were expecting it to go one way, and I think as soon as people found out that that wasn't happening, and it wasn't anything to do with Uncharted Seas, they kind of started to lose faith, and for us that was quite a really pivotal point.
So you just said merger instead of migration.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
well, we
God.
thought it was going to be a merger,
It's
didn't
not
we?
mergers.
You know, we thought it
I
was going to
just-
be, and it
So-
wasn't, and it was a massive fucking disappointment.
I really hope that they do migrations so that people who want to get away from bullies or like actually hate their team, any of that kind of stuff can happen so that people can get kind of to where they want to be. And then I hope that they follow suit after that to help pick up the dead kingdoms with other things and move it to a merger situation. I have a lot of doubt about mergers. I know a lot of people say a lot of things about mergers and how it killed off a lot of things in KOA. But it would, if it is their plan, I hope that that's something that they announce sooner than later. I think that people need to know if migrations are going to be the end all be all, and they're just going to do X amount of rounds of migrations over and over again, or if they have any intention of going from migration to merger, so that people who couldn't afford to move or didn't move end up finding a new home anyway, in a different kingdom. my biggest concern, like my personal biggest concern with a merger instead of a migration, is that it puts everyone onto a new server, in which case I think that all of the older kingdoms and everyone on this call is going to have to deal with the change of the like mine stores and all of that kind of stuff, because we're going to be put into a new server based on what they give new kingdoms, which is not the same. Like our old kingdom, what are, like, for anyone who isn't aware of this, the deals that are offered to new kingdoms are not the deals that are offered to old kingdoms. Sometimes in new kingdoms you can have two castles. This has happened to me. Two castles in a new kingdom, same kingdom. One is spending, one isn't, because you're building a farm and you're building a main. Those two castles get different deal options.
Yeah, I was struggling when I was doing speed up training speed up movie.
Yeah,
I don't have that pack you're talking about. I have a feedback from monsters that guys don't talk. Mega.
Well, Meg is like
Mega,
the
your
voice
turn.
of the people, being the only one that's
the
not hosting a
non-YouTuber.
YouTube channel. So he's the voice of the people, but also one of the admins in the room, doing loads and loads of work for this sort of like change movement. So yeah.
I just want to bring up two things. Originally, before the migrations actually started, we had figured that the rank one was going to be $840, and even then, people thought that was still too much money. And then come to find out, once migration started, it ended up being $2,000 because the breakdown of the tickets that we thought were going to be 1-to-1 ended up being a lot more.
Yeah.
But yet it still didn't stop people from doing it. So, I mean, they they put the money out there, people bought into it. Now, if we do mergers after the fact, that's just kind of a slap in the face to the spenders that and the people that spent money to migrate, because now you're just going to allow the rest of the people merge into a different kingdom. Granted, mergers, you don't really get to pick and choose what kingdom you're going to merge with, so there's still a bit of, you know, back and forth with that. The other issue that I have would be that we don't know the basis on what technically is considered an active kingdom. So in Muffin's server change room, you know, there were certain kingdoms that we had no idea who's in there, and they were only getting 10 people to be invited there. So, what is the basis on who gets 10, who gets 20, who gets 50, who gets 100? Because if we don't know, then how do we figure out where to go with it, or how do we change it? So, my two things. I'm done. Thanks.
Muffin, what is topic number 2, my darling? I do believe.
Vis or Crit, or who wants to talk now?
Let's let Keychain have a little chat. Everybody's going to get sick of listening to the
okay.
ladies.
Number 8 is in-game communication, and why we all sit online, not
So,
in-game chatting.
In-game communication.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that you guys are similar to me, where people watch your videos and they want to add you as a friend in game. They want to have chats in game. I've got so many friends in game, and I feel bad when they message me because I have no idea. There's just sometimes every once in a while I'll see a notification, but sometimes I see the notification, it doesn't show me who messaged me.
Yeah, and then you have to go down the list to try and find who it is. When you have hundreds of contacts, like, you can't be doing that. It's impossible.
It's just unrealistic. So I try and tell people and give them a different outlet, that they can message me on Discord, or they can message me online, somewhere outside of the game, because it's just a bad system. I just have no idea. And a simple fix to that could be, you know, it might be too much code for them to try and write a valid chat system and fit it into the game. But if you allowed people to mail their friends in other kingdoms using the in-game mail system, then I would actually be able to see those messages, because they have their own window. They show when I have or haven't looked at them. And that, I think that would be an easier fix, because you already have the cross communication with the friends list. Why not just allow friends to send in-game mail, and then we can actually have a conversation over some time. But I think that's it on that one for me, anyways.
What do you guys make of the new translation that they've put in?
It slows the chat. It slows the chat. Yeah, and it stacks, and it's not like smooth for me. So I turned it down. Yeah, it's not useful for me at all. And I play in K52 now, where there's a lot of Russians, so it's harder than it used to be.
Yeah, it doesn't. It betrays you on the old Russian translations. They're never quite what they're supposed to be.
Russian most definitely does not translate well in game at all. Like Russian, 100%. It just doesn't compute a lot of the time. I mean, we've seen that with like random notifications and stuff that have come out where like Russians will talk about teleporting, and it'll come across as like, go fly here. Or when they're talking about like a certain castle level, and it comes across as cow, like, hey, that cow over there, and you're like, I'm not milking something, they're talking about a castle, but cool. So yeah, I mean, translations are shit. I have so much to say about in-game communication. I spent months before the change movement came out yelling at customer service every time we had an update. Literally every single time I would message them and start a ticket over and over and over again and start new tickets on top of current tickets. About the fact that with every update they didn't change the room tab. um my room tab freezes my game significantly. I can't be in more than six cross kingdom chats, more than six rooms in general at a time, whether it's my own kingdom or a cross kingdom. And I go to open that tab and my entire screen is just frozen on end over and over again for at least 45, 50 a minute worth of time. um and we all know that community is one of the biggest things that comes with this game, and what keeps us all engaged. And the fact that they haven't fixed our being able to talk to each other in game is absurd to me. I mean, I said that on the dev call. You guys use your VIP service outside of game because you can't figure it out yourself. Like that might show you where your issues are. The fact that we can't share like screenshots in game and we have to take it outside of game to do that is super disheartening. And like, you guys can't track how much we're actually on game or spending talking about what we're talking about, and figuring all of that out. Like, you don't have access to any of that because you don't put any coding into any of this. And yes, the mailing, like, I 100% co-sign Keychain on being able to mail other kingdoms. If like gift envelopes actually gave anything substantial anymore, I would understand why they're like, but you don't want, we can't send those things inter-kingdom. But like what the fuck? Like, if I send Keychain one aristocratic badge, who the fuck cares?
Oh, they're bullshit. I fucking hate them.
Like, they're utter shit. Like, and I feel like that's like one of the only reasons that they don't let us mail inter-kingdom. But there is no like contacts in itself. Also, the fact that when you go to search a contact, you can't put in their kingdom number to like narrow down
the search. Yeah.
Like, if I'm looking for someone in Kingdom 700 and it's like the Joker, I'm never finding you. Like, can you add a weird star to your name or something so I can add you? Because that's the only way you're coming up.
Generic name number 2000. Yeah, no, it's bullshit. We have a guy in our kingdom just called Joe. Like, I don't know if you've ever tried to find just Joe, but yeah, it's not happening.
Yeah. So the fact that the contacts doesn't let us search by kingdom number is annoying. The fact that we don't get notifications for when we're offline is terrible. And the fact that we can't mail inter kingdom is terrible. The fact that our room chats, you can't, like, most people can't join more than five or six chats before.
I'm on 5, and that's more than it can handle.
Yeah, more than it can handle. It's that, like, all of that, just it, like, so much to say. I hate it. That's all I have to say.
Okay, I have 3 questions asked by the people. I have something to say about that, but first, this looks like Pam from The Office.
Okay. I was going to bring that up.
You got Pam's eyes.
This is a very important issue. I had to bring it up. Yeah. Razi and Rookie want me to say their name. So hello, Razi and Rookie.
Hello.
And Mega, who are you? Are you big? Where do you play? And why are you here?
What? Why am I here? I don't know. I got invited. I can't say no to Creed.
Meg is my right-hand man in 433, but more importantly, he is one of the admins in the Change GoG rooms, and he has been doing some awesome work behind the back of the scenes. If you guys don't know who he is now, you certainly will do by the end of Boycott.
I was going to say, I'm not the popular one, talking about the chat rooms and whatnot. I don't even get messages. Like
Well,
you guys do.
they might just know you as, what is it, Fofiddy? I can't even say.
Oh yeah, yeah. Faux Dirty D's the Mega.
That's it.
The-
Yeah.
Mega, yes, he is
Yeah.
Mega.
So if they
Mega
Are
has
you the
been...
leader of 433?
433. Oh yeah, see, Muffin didn't even know.
Yeah, he is one of our big fellas in 433. Yeah.
No. I'm not big at all.
He's
but,
modest.
I do that.
Modest and humble. That's just so easy. I just don't pick on Meg. So I know, and I told Sky I was going to bring this up. Sky, since the 7.5 updates, had a lot of issues with uh, just the regular chats with Kingdom and Alliance chat that she's still having issues with. So I just wanted to raise some awareness on that one. It seems to be uh, not just her, but a few people have seen it on Discord that there's an ongoing issue with just within the regular Alliance and Kingdom chats. Unfortunately, I don't know how to fix that, but I just thought I would raise awareness on that one. Uh, again, I'm not the popular one, so in-game.
It's very popular.
In-game chat rooms. I think I'm in maybe 3 of them, and I don't think
we'll fix that.
Yeah, no, we are so good on that. I get yelled at all the time because people message me in game. If people message me in game, I never see it because I just talk online and I'll go back and forth from game to line, and that's it. But if the chats were better, yes, it's definitely clickbait. Will give you more opportunity to stay in game, which ideally that's what they want you to be, because they figure the longer that you stay in game, the more opportunity you will buy something that you need. So that is not telling GOG that
GOG.
GOG.
I can't. Yeah, we need
I
like
saw
a
this
gangster
shirt.
sign for GOG.
So
Okay, I'll rep Team GOG. I have my shirt on.
Yes,
Yeah, that's why I
yes,
brought
we
it
have to show appreciation for Viz's t-shirt.
I also just
Team
want to say
GoG.
this is not an invitation for GOG to make chatting something that you have to pay for.
Yeah.
This has to be something.
Yeah, oh my god! Yeah, don't be fucking monetizing our chat room.
I just want to make that very clear. I just want to make it very clear. This is something that is a very basic necessity into anything online that the chat needs to be
functional,
free,
and free. Functional and free. Maybe going out to a third party for them that actually would do something like that in game might be easier for them and probably cheaper for them instead of dealing with all the people complaining.
Well, I just want to mention the profit they could make by sticking a bit of advertising in there as well, like most social media websites do. Business, they don't seem to know much about that.
No.
I only have 2 things to say, really. One, the only major issue that I have is my chats keep disappearing, like entirely. There's nothing written in the rooms, even though I know there is. Especially my R4 room, and our sort of like Kingdom KVK room. I can write something in there and it'll be gone within 10 minutes. It's completely pointless. The only other thing that I want to say is I think the reason why we can't share screenshots and stuff is a safeguarding issue. I don't know about you ladies, but I don't fancy the dick pics up in my inbox. So I'm quite happy to not be allowed to receive screenshots, and maybe that's something they can put on an optional thing as well. Don't fucking charge us for it. I'm not paying to see dick pics, but like, so I think that's why that isn't a function, because obviously, even though Guns of Glory is very money based, you need a credit card and it's gambling involved. They still do have children on there, so I think that's ultimately the reason why that function's not there. But it doesn't mean that it isn't something that they can't look at incorporating in the future.
That's also not saying that children wouldn't also be sending those kinds of pictures.
Well, yes. Let's not go down that road.
Anyway.
Emma.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I
Yeah,
don't get
don't-
any inappropriate pictures at all.
Yeah, don't worry about the kids from the office. It's okay.
It's the
Innocent seed over there.
messages. Because the pictures are non-existent. It's the messages.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a couple things noted about in-game communication. Maybe you agree or not. So the simple fix of the issue would be, for example, increase room capacity to 500 or to 1,000. The ability to take over ownership, because that was the issue in the past with many rooms. The ability to share reports and to share event screens. Like, for example, we have this Darklands and we have this screen when it ends. I think these two issues would take over this screenshot issue. You say that would be enough for many chats about the game if we were able to share these two. And it would be nice if we in fact noticed all the messages. And regarding inter-kingdom communication, we could just have another tab in our messages for different kingdom, like we have message settings, reports. It would be also inter-kingdom, and that would be very simple resolution for that.
So
Okay.
When these videos are downloaded or afterwards, you guys should add the different versions of Chinese subtitles for the closed captions, so that if they do decide to go back and view this, that they could at least see a translated version, because we're giving them everything they need to fix their game for free.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we are.
We were doing that anyways.
Yeah, I've been doing it for like over a year now. This is actually my second Christmas YouTubing now, so I'm like, oh my god, it goes quite quickly. But yeah, we're constantly doing it, and they should pay attention to us, because we're not just giving our opinion, like it's the general consensus opinion of everybody, really.
And again, it's free.
And it's free, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
These some guys want to send you pictures online to make up
to make up for you never receiving it.
I'm good.
I'm
just
sorry,
for you know.
I'm good. I mean,
I
these people are gonna find out how I'm a New Yorker. You don't want to know how I respond to advertising on advertising.
To sum up the communication topic, I think our lovely friend CD has the best knowledge about what's going on where, because he is in every room. So this is weird that someone who helps us fix line rooms is like a moderator or admin for all Guns of Glory community instead of the game, which is like really something weird, and it should be really changed. That, but I'm glad that someone is able to do that and make something from it, at least.
So shout out, thank you for helping us through all of the line communications and all of the things that we do, because the game isn't capable of handling.
Yeah,
yeah.
CD does it better.
Be handling.
Good. No.
I'm gonna vote Mega.
What?
We've got a topic for you to kick off.
Oh, all right.
Just need to find. Oh, okay.
So maybe this one. Around.
Number 4.
Is that a 4 or a 5?
Which is.
It was an S.
4.
Yes, it was an S.
Number 4 was.
Excuse me.
Guards and Gamble.
Oh my God. I quit. I still would like them to see. They added the S guard automatically with the 30 pulls in the I don't even know what it's called, but I would rather see that in the Master Recruit. So if there's any way that they are willing to change that to the Master Recruit, granted, there's only so many Dark Canyons I need, but
yeah,
at least that way, Master Recruit is something that we do daily, so it would make sense that if even for a free player, if they're doing one free pull at a time, after 30 days, hey, you get a free S guard. I don't know why they put it into the one that you need to spend $30 to pull 5 people. I mean, that literally makes zero sense.
Yeah.
But I'm not here to try and make sense of what they do. I'm trying here to get them to be a little more lenient with stuff. As far as the gambling aspect, not just guards, but I still have not gotten a trident from pulling elixirs from bottles. I am fortunate enough that I am a spender, so getting the trident from the different areas that, of course, you pay for, I've been able to upgrade it there. I haven't done a count. I actually took a video of doing 200 elixir pulls, and I believe I got 5 pieces of equipment throughout the whole 200 pieces. So, going back, somebody said earlier about algorithms. It's definitely set against, um, and I'm not even going to say spenders. I believe it's now set against the more active the player is. I
Yeah.
believe that the more active you are, the least in your favor these algorithms run, as opposed to your farms, because we all know that you pull the trident 3 different times on your farm with 10 elixirs, or you get the brand new guard from free pulls because you know I still say it's to their whole algorithm system is to incite the farm into spending money
Yes.
because it's you know there's no money coming from this castle. Let's give them everything and make them want to spend money to keep on getting better stuff.
Mm.
As the main castle that you're spending money anyways, let's draw out how much money we can get out of this person before we still never give them what they need. So there's definitely some kind of horrible equation against people that are active because they're forcing you into becoming more active or spending more money just to try and get these things that if I've pulled what I can't think of the actual percentage. I know they give the percentages as far as the pulls, but if I pulled 2,000 times on guards or elixirs, I've still yet to get anything I've actually needed. So
Yeah.
Yeah, their
that's
percentages are shit.
yeah.
The percentages are utter shit. You're guaranteeing me something, and it's like, all right, thanks for the Inez frags.
But and that's why I said they need to switch that from again, I can't think of what it's actually called, where it's the
Oh,
100 and
that's the star thing. I don't know what it's
yes,
called either because I've literally never done it. The minute I
The
it
saw
is
it, I
sun
knew.
badges.
Yeah,
yes,
that's
Sun
it.
that.
badges.
I
So
knew
to
what was
me,
going on. I was like, nah, no, just no.
it's all about consistency, and instead of basically everybody gets their own algorithm, just
Yeah.
keep it the same for everybody. It doesn't matter free spenders. I don't know, but that's my 2 cents. And
Keychain, I really want to hear what you have to say about this.
I'm gonna step away for a minute.
And so I used to make videos about guard pulls, and I would pull a bunch of guards, and I would do it over days, and I would piece it all together, and I would break down the rates. And a lot of the time, the rates landed on what they should, but the rates are too low.
Yeah.
The other piece of that that's extremely frustrating is I still don't have Donna. I've spent probably 10,000
Yeah, I don't.
recruitment banners or more,
Wow.
and I still
Wow.
don't have her.
Same.
And in my inventory of duplicate guards, I have 27 full duplicate guards that I can do absolutely nothing with.
Yeah.
But when I'm facing somebody and they have Bella and Donna, I can't do anything to combat that because I don't have the second piece of the new overpowered guards. Like the strength level, the difference that they put on these two new
Oh,
guards
it's huge.
is absolutely insane. That, you know, in Musketeer Sport is a perfect example. I lost one the other day and I was like, why did I lose this one? I went in there and they had like 5,000 less stats than me across the board, and I could not find a way to beat them. I went through my entire hour timeout of attacking like what 7 times, trying different things, and then I went back at it again later. I like you get 5,000 less stats, and because you have a 1-star Bella and Donna, you can beat me. Extremely infuriating and frustrating.
Yep.
One of the things I think that they are starting to kind of get a hold of is that we want stores rather than pre-prescribed loot, because the pre-prescribed loot and items don't benefit everybody. The stores allow us to choose. And I think they need to implement something like this permanently for the guards. And not just S tier, but all tiers. And they could find a way to do that so that a green guard is worth 1 point, and a blue guard is worth 2, and a purple guard's worth 3, you know, whatever the breakdown is.
Yeah.
And even if it's expensive, that allows me to use the other badges. I don't even know what they're called.
Finish it.
I think I have 2 million of the other badges from killing threats and stuff, because what am I going to use them for? Like,
crazy.
They're only for skill points that I already have enough of for a new guard.
Out.
Yeah,
and under the old GAR system, we did have that. You could trade in your duplicates for XP or whatever it was at the time. I mean, we're going back quite a long time. I can't remember exactly what it was off the top of my head.
It's not
but
that long ago.
It actually went towards your stars as well. So you were still benefiting from the shit cards that you don't really do anything with. Admittedly, you did have to have the same colors, so like you couldn't put blues and greens on a gold. It would have to be a gold on a gold. But it worked really, really well, and I know that back then, like a year and a half ago or whatever it was, I didn't spend anything at all. I do spend little bits and bobs now, but it's purely for the videos and stuff. But most of my guards were leveled up to 5-star from the extra frags, not from my guard pools. So like I might just get one actual gold guard pool, and then not get anything for ages, but then I'll get the same one again, but I would put it towards something else because that would be maxed, and you would literally max one, max the next, max the next. And that option was amazing. It worked really, really well for everybody. Don't really know why they got rid of that, because they still could have done that within the new system that they'd set out, and I know it's changed a couple of times even since then as well. But I think that is when it functioned at its best, and people were the most pleased with that particular part of the game.
I think the developers see us as unintelligent or having short memories.
Yeah.
They constantly do things like this where they do a switcheroo and put a shiny new, you know, bow on something and wrap it up and say, hey, this is new, but it's really just rebranded and it's worse. The example, there's a couple, but the guards, they took a system that was great and we liked, removed it by going to full guards without fragments, and now they come back to fragments without giving us back the best part of the fragment feature. KVK store, another example that when it came out, I first saw it and I was like, I like this store, it's great. But when I look at the old
math.
Yeah, looking at the old screenshots.
Yeah,
like,
well, me and Paper Matthew had a bit of a public disagreement about the shop. I don't mind it. I know a lot of people aren't going to like me saying that. I know that you need more points, but I also, as an R5 and like a bit of a leader, have a lot of experience of people just leaving troops and buildings and stuff. And I think that this gives added incentive for people to actually play the event, hit that point score, and get those extra 4 badges. I know it's not great. I don't think it was the best way to go about it. I know that it's going to upset a lot of people, and I understand why it's going to upset them. But for me personally, I don't mind it.
I like the store concept. We've talked about in general how like that store and giving us options for what we want to buy for what we need is definitely a more beneficial way to going about a reward scale. A lot of mega leaders don't go out for solo points because they're sitting there making sure that your own kingdom is secure. You know, they're holding what they need to hold, and hoping for shit to work out and hoping that they can go launch a mega at some point at something. Those people also like don't have the same opportunity for points, and it really sucks that those people are now screwed with points. And from what I've seen of feedback, an average of like 40% less rewards, just because we like giving us an option doesn't mean you get to give us 40% less shit. Like that's
it is pretty
that's
terrible.
shitty. That's really shitty.
Yeah.
The same amount of rewards for like 20% less, because we get to we get to pick and choose what we want, like cut certain things down by 20% because you're offering other things that weren't there before. Maybe, but like people who need marquee badges are going after that.
Yeah.
In that store, you know, like I don't care how many XYZ you're offering and stupid shit, like that's what people are going for. So to take away that much of a percentage from players for the biggest event just because you give us an option is, again, utter shit and not fixing your reward scale.
We are a little off the topic because we will have a separate question about rewards.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so if I broke, maybe I here's my sense. I am small to middle spender. I spend somehow a couple $100 monthly, and I have Donna on 3 and Bella on 4.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah, I know. And I know it shouldn't be like this. May I just say, maybe I kill in 4 and I'm very easily General 3 or this next one, I don't remember. But you know, that shouldn't be like this. It does compensate my stats somehow, but I would really like everyone to have an option to have Donna and Bella on 3, 4, or 5 stars. That would be lovely. So this is my first remark. Second, I would really like to see this previous system when we were building our guards, and it was very simple and it's very doable because we had it, alchemy or something, and you had like 20 fragments to build the card, and then you had 40 to build it on second star, 80 and 160 and 320 to build like to 5th or 6th star. So it would be still very expensive to build the cards on our old system if we were able to pull those fragments from the drawings, and if there was as many cards as in this star system, this paid system, sun badges or whatever it is. If we had such pool, like 3 or 4 cards per 5, we would be able to do it, have more chances to actually have these cards. And now it's, you know, it's useless. And I also agree that we should have, we should be able to buy, for example, I don't know, 1 card per week.
Yeah.
Whatever we want the most.
I agree.
Of everything, I said this to you, Muffin. The fact that I still don't have Gaston, Max.
Yeah.
The fact that I can't buy a Gaston, the fact that I can't buy Gaston cards drives me up. He's old. Give me the option. I want him maxed.
Yeah, if you had a possibility to buy one card
Yeah.
weekly, that would do the job, right? Even for $50 or I don't know, $20.
I would like to see them incorporate that into the main 50% event, so that with your tickets you can buy a guard. They would make 3 guards available for you to buy. You would be able to buy 2 cards of each, not frags, cards. They would be
Nice.
expensive in tickets because obviously GOG can't give them away for free. So, you know, you're going to expect to pay more. But depending, if they essentially did it that they had one old gold guard at, say, like 100 tickets, one relatively newish one, say like Aramis, and that around that sort of ballpark for say 200 tickets, and then one of the really really new ones on there at something fucking stupid like 800 tickets or whatever, because you got to think this needs to be in relative of freshness, but also it needs to reflect everything else, so the amount that we're playing for equipment and whatnot. So yes, I know that seems absurd, but really that would be the way to even the playing field. And essentially what you could do with that is, if they did decide to change it where you could use your old guards towards your new ones, like what we used to have, people would start building up a lot quicker. And I think that to make 6 guard cards available to everybody once a month is not a huge ask.
I could have sworn
Preach.
a while ago that was actually something that they did, like with Araba and Lucian was a part of the
Yeah,
50%
actually, I think
event.
we did have it like
Yeah.
once, and then it just vanished again, like maybe
And
around the anniversary or something.
I have 2 remarks to do at the moment. So first, guys, whoever watches it, we don't want this game to be free to play.
No.
Please understand that.
Yeah.
We know this is a business, so we don't want these changes so we could pay less. We just have more fairness or whatever, and whatever we discussed today.
Yeah.
And we don't say, give us the shit for free.
We don't want the shit for free.
No.
It's about
Yeah.
closing the gap. A year ago, as a non-spender, I was roughly 3 months behind a spender in stats. So I was still able to compete, but just sitting on the borderline. Now, in retrospect, I'm probably 9 months behind, and I'm spending small amounts.
Probably Monsters would agree that they want these changes because
Yes.
they need us as a support. Me as a small spender, and maybe all of you except of Mega are rather small to middle spenders. So they want this change. This is very important. We want this for them as well.
Yes.
And the third remark is I like to refer what Bloodforce said during our interview a couple months back, that he, as a monster, he is willing to pay no matter money they offer for guard, for stars, for frags, whatever. He just wants to know that it's some kind of a certainty that he actually gets this card, this Bella or whatever you don't have. I don't have Joanne or Lara, this shitty cavalry guard, which I don't need. Joanne, I think I don't have Joanne still, but I don't care because this is shitty guard. But if I didn't have Bella or Donna, that would make me angry, really.
With these new ones, you can have them at 1 star, and they are massively more effective than the ones underneath them at 4 or 5 stars. So somewhere there, it's not quite right.
Yeah, during the call with the developers, I flat out told them that they need to bring back alchemy. It's absurd that they brought back one aspect of fragments and didn't bring back the trading aspect.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't watched that video, watch it. If you want me to rant at you some more about the things that I ranted at them at, I'm happy to find my inbox.
Any videos mentioned in here, we'll link them all down in the description as soon as it's over. We'll get Key's video in there, Muffins as well.
So I flat out said that to them. It is absolutely crazy to me that we don't have a trade system. The drop rates the thing particularly about drop rates that makes me the most angry is that it used to, which everyone's talking about building guards. You used to build guards. All of that worked on an algorithm that was based on what we currently own. So part of the coding worked on what you had in your bag or in your guard set at the moment, and it didn't drop you as many duplicates because you already had that
Yep.
guard maxed. And when they changed the new guard system, they took that part of the algorithm out. And again, now they're trying to take a few steps back and go back to what they used to do, but they're not implementing the things that used to work in conjunction with those part of the aspects. Like, don't give me guard frags if you're not going to account for what I have in my bag, what I need, what I don't need. And like one of the biggest gambling aspect aggravations of people is the fact that it doesn't take into account what we own already. So it's, I mean, I said it to them, I'll say it to all of you. It's really like, of drop rates, the one thing that they can code that for some reason, like, I'm not going to say for some reason, because they're money.
Yeah, they're just not doing
assets.
it.
They're just not coding in any part of the algorithm to what we own already. They used to do it. They can do it. Them sitting there saying, we'll consider it. We need to try to figure out how to do this. Nope. No, bitch. You had this worked out 2 years ago. It was coded 2 years ago. You can very well pull that chunk of coding
and fucking
tweak
put
it
it
for
in
the
there.
new shit and implement it back in. It's not as hard as you're pretending it is. So just do it. Just do it.
Duh.
Yeah. Agreed, definitely.
So yeah, one of my biggest disappointments with the call with the developers was that, like, that in general, them trying to tell me that they like like, they're granted, there are so many things that they need time for to implement, to figure out, to do different tests with, whatever. There are also other things that you used to fucking have very active in the game that you can literally just go, oh, here's the coding for this. Let me tweak this for a week, put 4 people on it, and then put it right into the next update. It's not as complicated as they try to make it sound to us, which is infuriating because most of us aren't as dumb as they like to think we are.
Yeah,